You've chased long enough, haven't you? You've rewritten the same text 5 times, poured your heart into paragraphs no one answered, watched your messages sit on seen, while your mind spiraled through 1,000 reasons why you weren't enough. You've explained yourself to people who never really listened, begged for clarity from people who were perfectly fine, leaving you confused, defended your intentions to people already committed to misunderstanding you. And every time you felt smaller, every time you walked away with less self-respect than you started with. So tonight, or this morning, or whatever this moment is for you, I'm going to ask you to do something you're not used to doing. Stop. Stop chasing. Stop begging. Stop explaining yourself to people who treat your heart like background noise. There's a version of you that doesn't do that anymore. A version who understands that silence is not weakness, but a weapon. A version whose calm withdrawal says more than any essay could. A version who knows that one quiet exit carries more dignity than 1,000 desperate attempts to be heard. That's the version we're talking to now. Think about the last time you chased someone. Really chased them. Not a healthy effort, not a genuine attempt to work things out, but emotional pursuit. You noticed them pulling away, you felt the distance, and instead of honoring it, you sprinted after them. Called more, texted more, explained more, apologized for things you didn't even do, just to keep them from walking out. You tried to convince them that you deserved their time, their respect, their love. But here's the brutal truth you don't like to look at. Every time you chase what is already walking away, you teach your nervous system that abandonment is your fault, and that your value depends on how hard you can fight to keep people close. You turn relationships into performances. You turn love into a negotiation. You turn yourself into a sales pitch. And you know what hurts the most? Deep down, you feel it. You feel the imbalance. You feel that you're the one carrying the emotional weight, while the other person enjoys the luxury of indifference. You feel yourself bending, shrinking, compromising just a little more each time, hoping that this will finally prove your worth. It never does. The kind of person you have to beg to stay was never really with you in the first place. The kind of respect you have to demand with paragraphs was never solid to begin with. Healthy connection doesn't need to be chased. It meets you halfway. It calls back. It explains itself. It cares how you feel without you bleeding out proof that you deserve the bare minimum. You were not put on this earth to audition for someone's basic decency. There's a reason chasing feels so exhausting. You are not designed to constantly run after what's actively resisting you. Your spirit knows it's wrong. Your body knows it's draining. Your mind knows you're abandoning yourself. That's why it stings when you reread your own messages. That's why you cringe at the sound of your own voice when you remember how much you tried to convince someone to value what they were already treating carelessly. But this is where things change. This is the part where you understand a different rule. A harder one, but a better one. You don't chase. You match. You match effort. You match energy. You match respect. If someone steps back, you don't sprint forward to fill the space. You take one quiet step back too. Not out of spite, not out of games, but out of self-respect. Their distance is information, not a challenge. You don't treat emotional absence like a puzzle you're supposed to solve. You treat it like an answer. Now let's talk about begging. Maybe you don't like that word. It sounds pathetic, and you don't want to see yourself that way. But be honest. How many times have you begged? Maybe not with those exact words, but with your behavior. Please text me back. Please don't leave. Please explain why. Please tell me what I did wrong. Please just give me one more chance. You begged for closure. You begged for clarity. You begged for You begged for softness from someone who only gave you sharp edges. You begged for something that should never have required begging in the first place. Respect. Here is another reality that cuts deep. When you beg for what should be freely given, you are not just degraded by the other person. You are being slowly trained to degrade yourself. You send yourself a message. I don't trust my own judgment. I don't trust my own worth. I need them to give me the final word on my value. That is a prison masquerading as hope. You don't need someone to write the final chapter of your story with a perfectly crafted explanation. They will always frame it to protect themselves. They will justify. They will minimize. They will omit. Even if they are honest, their perspective will still be limited by their own fears, blind spots, and guilt. Waiting for them to tell you what it all meant is like waiting for the storm to apologize for the rain. True closure is brutal in its simplicity. You look at what happened. You listen to how it made you feel. You pay attention to the pattern, and you say, "This is enough information. I don't need a speech from them to validate what my body and soul already know." The closure you give yourself will always be more powerful than the closure you are begging for. Now, the third habit that's been quietly draining you: over-explaining. You've done it in arguments, in texts, in voice messages, in long emotional paragraphs at 2 a.m. You explain what you meant. You explain what you didn't mean. You explain your intentions, your tone, your entire history. You try to control how someone sees you by piling words on top of their perception. This is what you don't realize. People committed to misunderstanding you will never run out of ways to twist your explanations. People who want to see you as the villain will find a way, no matter how many footnotes you add. People whose ego depends on you being wrong are not listening to understand. They are listening to defend their story. You have to learn the difference between clarifying and performing. Clarifying is healthy. It's calm. It's brief. It's for people who already respect you but might have missed something. You state what you meant once, maybe twice. If they care, they'll meet you in the middle. Performing is something else. It's emotional theater. You feel your heart race, your fingers shake as you type. Your sentences get longer, your tone more desperate. You're not just explaining. You're trying to win a trial in someone else's court. You're on the stand, hoping that this time, if you just say it perfectly, the jury of one will finally pronounce you innocent. That's not communication. That's self-erasure. You don't owe endless explanations to people who repeatedly show you they have no intention of understanding you. Your life is not an open trial. Your worth is not a debate. You are allowed to say, "This is how I feel. This is what happened from my side. I respect myself too much to keep arguing about my own reality." And then, here's the part that will feel like jumping off a ledge. You stop. You leave the message on read. You close the chat. You walk away. That's where silence begins. Silence, when it comes from self-respect, is not manipulation. It's not a game. It's not a punishment. It's a boundary. It's you no longer feeding energy into something that has already shown you it cannot hold your heart with care. Silence says, "I will not fight harder for this connection than you do. I will not keep arguing for my own worth. I will not keep proving that my pain is real. If you can't see it, if you won't feel it, my quiet exit will be my final answer." Silence is not empty. It's full of all the things you would have said, but chose not to, because you realized the audience was wrong. There's another reason silence is powerful. It gives you back to you. When you're constantly chasing and explaining, your entire internal world revolves around someone else. Their mood decides your mood. Their response decides your day. Their absence decides your self-esteem. You are emotionally outsourced. You've handed over the remote control of your nervous system. Silence is the moment you take it back. When you stop reacting, stop refreshing the chat, stop crafting speeches in your head, something uncomfortable happens. You're left alone with yourself. Your mind starts screaming for distraction. It wants you to go back, to text again, to reopen the wound, because at least then you're doing something. At least then, you're not sitting in the rawness of your own feelings. But if you stay still, if you resist the urge to break your own silence, something else happens. The noise settles. Beneath the anxiety, beneath the anger, beneath the stories, you start to hear quieter truths. You realize you've been fighting so hard to be chosen that you forgot to choose yourself. You realize you were more afraid of being alone than of staying somewhere you were slowly disappearing. You realize that the person you've been trying to convince is not them, it's you. This is how your silence becomes your teacher. You start asking different questions. Not, why don't they love me? But why am I okay with being loved like this? Not, why did they leave? But why did I need them to stay so badly when they clearly weren't good for my peace? Not, how can I get them back? But how can I get myself back? In that shift, your mind begins to rewire. And yes, this is Stoic. Stoicism is not about being cold or emotionless. It's about refusing to let your inner world be ruled by whatever storms pass through your life. It's about valuing your peace more than your ego, your self-respect more than your temporary comfort, your long-term growth more than your short-term craving for validation. When you stop chasing, begging, and over-explaining, you're not becoming heartless. You're becoming clear. Clear about who deserves your energy. Clear about what reciprocity looks like. Clear about the difference between love and attachment, between connection and dependency, between someone choosing you and someone merely tolerating you. You begin to understand that real strength is quiet. It's not loud threats, not dramatic exits, not long speeches about how much you've been hurt. Real strength is the moment you decide, I don't like how this feels. I won't argue about it. I will simply remove myself from it. You don't slam the door. You close it gently and lock it from your side. This doesn't mean you never communicate. Silence is not a replacement for honest conversation. If something can be healed with a real talk, with vulnerability, with mutual effort, that's worth trying. But there's a difference between speaking your truth to someone who values it and repeated attempts to force your truth into ears that refuse to hear. Speak once with clarity. Speak twice if it's worth it. If after that nothing changes, you don't raise your voice, you lower your presence. So what does this look like in real life? It looks like not double texting someone who consistently ignores your first. It looks like not calling 3 times in a row when they didn't return the first call. It looks like not writing essays to defend yourself in an argument where the other person is clearly more interested in being right than being fair. It looks like noticing when you're over-investing and choosing to step back, not in anger, but in alignment with your self-respect. Looks like saying less and watching more. Seeing who checks on you when you don't initiate. Seeing who apologizes without being cornered. Seeing who notices your distance and moves closer with care. Or who simply lets you fade out of their life. Your silence reveals more truth about people than your words ever will. Some will be bothered by it. They'll feel the absence of your constant reassurance, your constant presence, your constant emotional labor. They may accuse you of being cold, distant, difficult. But understand this. People who are benefiting from your lack of boundaries will always call your boundaries an attack. Let them. You are not here to be endlessly accessible to people who treat your availability as their right. You are not here to be emotionally on call for anyone who snaps their fingers. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to say no without delivering a 20-minute speech. You are allowed to change your mind, change your path, change your standards without apologizing to those who preferred the version of you that didn't know any better. Silence is your line in the sand, and yes, it will be lonely sometimes. Walking away from unhealthy dynamics leaves empty spaces. Your phone will be quieter. Your social media might be less chaotic. The chaos was familiar, and the calm will feel strange at first. That's okay. Most people mistake empty for lonely the first time they taste peace. Give it time. Peace has a different frequency. It doesn't scream, it doesn't rush, it doesn't spike your adrenaline. It just sits there, waiting for you to get used to not being in emotional danger all the time. As you sit in that quiet, something else grows, your standards. You begin to feel the difference between conversations that drain you and conversations that nourish you. Between making yourself small and being welcomed in your full size. Between being tolerated and being cherished. You become less impressed by intensity and more interested in consistency. Less obsessed with butterflies and more drawn to stability. And from that place, your silence becomes selective. You no longer waste words trying to convince someone of your value. You no longer waste hours defending yourself against assumptions. You save your voice for people who have earned it. You reserve your explanations for those who have shown they care about your perspective. You share your depth with those who have proven they know what to do with it. Imagine this version of you a few months from now. You still feel deeply. You still love strongly. You still care. But you are not available to everyone. Your energy is not up for auction. You don't grip people with fear anymore. You let them reveal themselves. If they stay, it's because they want to, not because you begged. If they go, you let them, not because you don't feel the loss, but because you refuse to sacrifice your self-respect to avoid it. You no longer chase. You no longer beg. You no longer explain yourself beyond what is healthy. You let your silence be your final word. And when someone asks why you disappeared, why you stopped answering, why you stopped chasing, there is no need for revenge speeches, no need for rage. You simply know, in your bones, I chose my peace. I chose my dignity. I chose me. This is not about punishing them. This is about protecting you. So the next time your fingers itch to send that extra message, pause. The next time your mind writes a whole speech in defense of your character, pause. The next time you feel the urge to chase someone who keeps stepping away, pause. In that pause lives your power. In that pause lives the possibility of a new pattern. In that pause, you have a chance to ask yourself, is this reaction coming from my fear or from my self-respect? Am I doing this because it's healthy or because I'm terrified of being alone? Am I speaking to be heard or just to avoid the discomfort of my own silence? Choose differently in that moment, just once. Then again. Then again. That is how you become the kind of person who doesn't need to announce their strength. It's felt in your boundaries. It's heard in what you no longer respond to. It's seen in the doors you quietly close and never reopen. You are not too much for wanting to be respected. You are not asking for too much when you want to be chosen without begging. You are not unrealistic for wanting clarity and consistency. But you must be willing to walk away from what cannot or will not offer those things. And when you do walk away, don't slam the door in a storm of words. Simply turn the handle, step through, and let the silence behind you speak. Never chase, never beg, never over-explain. Let your silence become your superpower, your boundary, your teacher, and your peace. And from this moment on, Remember, any connection that requires you to abandon yourself is not a connection worth keeping.